So heading into this matchup between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat, everyone was talking about a guy who's not quite ready to hit the floor yet, right, Bobby? But he's very close, and that's Robert Williams. A Robert Williams sighting during shoot-around got a lot of people excited, especially when you see highlights of him blocking shots and running up and down the floor. I am Josue Pavon alongside Bobby Manning. Bobby, you got the opportunity to see that firsthand. What was that like? Tell me about the eye test, seeing Rob Williams back out there, and what's the overall vibes that you're getting right now?
Looks like he's able to play in a controlled environment with coaches, right? That wasn't the Celtics going at him. These were assistants and stuff he was playing defensively against, and just trying to get his feet under him, it looks like. And that's going to be the key for him as he comes back to action now. The Celtics aren't practicing a lot. They've taken a lot of these days in between games off, so there's not a lot of opportunities for him to mix in and practice. Though I'm sure he's getting these runs in regularly now with assistants and whoever else is around the gym, two-way players. I know they're scrimmaging. Tatum talked about how Blake and some of those two-way guys will scrimmage. Maine will come down and practice too, so there's probably pockets where he can get some action. But in terms of integrating into the gameplay, it looked to sound like Joe Mazzulla pregame was saying, it's a comfort thing. Yeah. So he's going to have to feel fully confident and comfortable before that he can get out there. But that tells me that physically they're feeling good about where he's at. Yeah. It's just that next step of feeling like he can go out there and play in live action for extended stretches.
Right. Yeah, I got the same vibe. Joe Mazzulla talking to us Wednesday night before their matchup against the Miami Heat, and he was just saying, look, this is more of a getting Rob into game ready, game shape, right? Making sure that he's ready to go through the the 48-minute runs and the 2 months of pretty much catching up with the rest of his teammates, right? Getting that fatigue down, which is obviously a big part of this, but he didn't mention any structural damage. He said there hasn't been any setbacks, so that's an encouraging sign. And it's certainly, even though they're not giving us an updated timetable, it's pretty much in line with the original timetable from when the announcement was made during the offseason.
And I've always felt like they're a little ahead of schedule. They're being cautious, but he got back to dunking, running, all these different things, basketball activities per se, before the 8 weeks. And that's when they were being cautious, I think, in that 8 to 12 week return to activity window. This could actually be like an 8 to 12 week return to play, especially with the Woj report looking like he's going to be back before Christmas now. That's just about 4 weeks away at this point. So I wouldn't be stunned if that was actually like the day he returns, Christmas, or maybe the game before it, 2 games before it, because I'm sure they're going to ease him in. I'm sure he won't play back-to-backs. I'm sure there'll be some level of minute management there, but it's ahead of what we were expecting. Like, we almost looked at it when that surgery happened and we're like, all right, scrap out 2022.
Exactly. I was thinking New Year, right?
Yeah. So it's great. They set that window. I've heard that they wanted to have like some room for error in case there were setbacks, in case there were any issues, pain, all those things. The fact that that hasn't happened and he's been doing as much as he has makes me feel good, and makes, I think, everybody feel good about this team getting its ceiling raiser back. The question is just how he's going to fit in.
Right, absolutely. But I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And this report, this Rob Williams update is brought to you by Calm.com. Head over to Calm.com/Garden, where you can get a premium subscription for 40% off. That's Calm.com/Garden. Get 40% off a premium subscription. I mean, you're talking about meditating, sleep stories, things to help you get through the day. I'm a huge fan of the Calm of the Day, so there's a lot going on in that app. There's plenty for everybody. Jimmy's a big fan of that as well. He does pretty much everything else. I'm a huge fan of the Calm of the Day, and there's so many other options for you guys out there. That's Calm.com/Garden. Meanwhile, the Boston Celtics will look to hand the Miami Heat their second consecutive loss here at TD Garden. Bobby, what do they need to do to make sure that happens Friday night?
Contain Butler. He went off again in that game in Miami. I'm sure he'll come back fresh and aggressive. I'm expecting this layoff to have him looking like the best version of himself. So you got to contain him. Hero, that pick and roll killed them tonight. Bam was awesome. Hero killed them. Defensively, we talked about in the last video, it was a mess tonight, and they can clean that up so much better. I'm sure they're going to have a lengthy film session tomorrow. Heat not practicing either. I think these teams are both going to try to rest tomorrow, see all the details on film, and come back for Friday. And that's why I love these mini-series. I think there's going to be a little bit of tension. The Heat seem pissed about how the Celtics took it to them tonight. So Friday's going to have like a real playoff feel, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think that's the kind of intensity that you typically get with any two-game series, right? But especially when you think about what happened between these two teams in the Eastern Conference Finals, what happened here Wednesday night, and Jimmy Butler, I'm sure, is going to have a lot to say about that. That's going to do it for us here at TD Garden. I am Josue Pavon. He is Bobby Manning. This report is also brought to you by our good friends over at Athletic Greens. Head over to athleticgreens.com/garden, where you can get a year supply of vitamin D, 5 travel packs, and just everything you need to take care of your health. And all you need to do is head over to athleticgreens.com/garden. That's athleticgreens.com/garden. From TD Garden, I am Josue Pavon. He is Bobby Manning. We'll see you back here Friday night after Game 2, again, back here at TD Garden between the Celtics and the Heat.